Hey eBayers, it's Suzanne A. Wells, and I have a quick keyword for you to use on your possibly existing listings or something to incorporate as you are out there shopping and finding treasures. So let's talk about man caves. First of all, what is it? A man cave is a room, space, corner, or area of a dwelling that is specifically reserved for a male person to be in a solitary condition away from the rest of the household in order to work, play, involve himself in certain hobbies or activities without interruption. This area is usually decorated by the male that uses it without interference from any female influence. Man caves are also for the guys to hang out with no women around, so it doesn't have to be just for a solitary situation. Now, why should you care? Who cares? Man cave, big deal. Because man caves are a popular thing and people are looking for cool stuff for their man caves on eBay. And you can be the person to sell it to them, but only if they can find your listing. So, let's have a little education on man cave decor. There are many different themes for a man cave, but decor and stuff generally falls into these categories. Beer and liquor is at the top. Sports, cars, motorcycles, boating, hunting, fishing, anything outdoorsy. Gaming is very big, whether it's current type gaming stuff or all the way back to, pinball machines, poker, cards, billiards, darts, all that kind of stuff. So it could be high-tech gaming or low-tech. Movies, like special themes like Star Wars, something that somebody's really into. And then you've got music, concerts, bands, or just, if you're a musician and you've got your music room where your band practices, whatever, these are made into man caves also. And then you've got sort of a eclectic mix of just vintage collectibles that could qualify as man cave stuff. This was a really fun topic to research, and I went down a lot of rabbit trails finding these pictures because there's so many different ways these rooms are done. But here is one. It looks like it's somebody's basement. They've got lots of tables set up for playing cards, and then a billiard table, pool table, and then on the walls we've got all kind of beer signs and trays, beer trays, as well as clocks and just interesting guy type stuff on the wall. As far, most of it looks like it is related to beer and alcohol. We've got a big whiskey barrel right there on the side, so that's one way. Then this one is a fly fishing enthusiast. This is where he works on tying his fly fishing stuff. So that's a little desk he made, and then all along the walls we've got all kind of fishing stuff, nets, his fishing hats, vests, mounted fish, all kinds of stuff like that, framed pictures. And this was just a really small room where he would go and do his fly fishing prep work. This one came from a Green Bay Packers fan. It's kind of hard to tell in this picture, but what I'm showing you here is just how these rooms are covered with stuff. The walls are just covered with all kind of interesting odds and ends, collectibles, themed items that, people are getting this stuff somewhere. So we're going to get to how it looks on eBay in just a minute, but you can see, he's got a light beer thing back here, a record album, clocks, some beer signs, and then this is another view of the room where he's got his Packers, looks like a part of a jersey there, or maybe a small size. On the ceiling there's pennants, he's got dartboards, and this light beer bucket right here. So these are the kind of things that may not look like they're worth much when you're out sourcing and treasure hunting, but that's why I want to put this in your brain, that it could be exactly what somebody's looking for their very specifically themed man cave room. Okay, here's another one. This is a little bit more sophisticated looking, but they've got the bar stools that look kind of like, you know, rims from a car. They've got license plates here where they've cut them apart and spelled out something. I think it says Blittiker's Bar. You know, their TV back there, the mounted singing fish, all kinds of pictures of old cars, just all kind of odds and ends in here. The lighted, you know, beer signs, of obviously those are always great sellers, but kind of a challenge to ship. So you might want to sell those locally if you found any of those. He's got his popcorn machine over here. So, you know, it's all kind of cool stuff in there. And then here's another one, looks like an auto mechanic or car enthusiast, with your giant life-size Richard Petty over here on the side, and just, you know, posters and little knick-knacky things over here, having to do with mechanic stuff. And then we've got more of an arcade look on this one with the foosball table and then the posters, and so you know, they're all different. This is a more upscale. That's what I was finding a lot of when I was trying to find pictures of this, were these incredibly upscale, very expensive looking. They're more like you know, somebody's entire basement has been redone. But you know, this one, he's got the helmets displayed over here, and then the life-size poster of the football player, and some looks like baseballs and a golf club. And you know, you never know what people are gonna buy. You know, somebody could have just been totally into golf, and you know, they're covering their walls with golf clubs or different kinds of golf balls or whatever it is. So it's just a different take on collecting, I guess. And here's a very sophisticated looking, sleek, I guess you could say, man cave, where this person's obviously into fine liquor. They've got all these bottles of liquor here, but just showing you this one to show you the contrast of, you know, what these rooms can look like. This guy came up, his room is all about duck hunting. That's his thing. So he's got his decoy ducks back here on the wall, you know, all these books about hunting, duck hunting, this thing on a stand right here. I don't think that's real. It looks like it might be ceramic, but you know, that was his thing, was he was very into duck hunting. And then this guy was all about license plates, and he had this entire wall covered with license plates, and those are a good thing to sell on eBay. They could sell for a lot of money, just depends on how old they are and what they are, but never pass those up if you can buy a whole bunch of them at a time. These license plate collectors are very serious about their collections, and I've seen these things sell for, you know, a couple $100, just depends on what it is. So there you go with the custom-made man cave cut license plate thing. Now this one I wanted to show you because I just thought this was amazing, and a little bit off the topic, but I want to show you all the stuff that's in this one. This article kept coming up about this guy who built a rustic cabin man cave in a storage room in his basement, and he did this for $107. He found a lot of stuff on the side of the road, and I don't know if he bought anything on eBay, but this could definitely apply to what we're talking about. And the cherry on top of this is that this guy is some kind of prop designer, set designer, something like that, where he used that skill to actually create this room. So look at this. Here's what he started with, this basically empty basement room. Okay, and here's what it looked like when he finished. He covered the walls with just like 2x4s. He's got like a hidden place in the wall where he stores a cot that he can get out if he wants to take a nap. The fireplace is not real. It's these stones here he found on the side of the road, and then he made this fireplace that looks like a fire, but it's not real. And you can see all the stuff he's got. These old cans, these old like whiskey barrels, old thermoses, old bottles. this old rusty fireplace stuff, license plate. This is the place where he used to clean his guns because he was very into hunting. So he said in the article that he would just go down there to talk on the phone to his family, clean his guns, sometimes play cards with his kids or his friends, just his own little cool looking space. And then here's a view of the other side, and here we are with the shelves with all the old stuff, his guns, and you got some taxidermied things and deer antlers on the wall there. This old guitar case. I mean, that's just like old and beat up, but it's a prop. He's just using it to make this look cool, and got this old water bucket. Looks really rustic. But what's cool about this window is that it's not even real. This is a poster on the other side of the window, and he's got a light that shines behind it to make it look like an outdoor scene. So that's not even real. I thought that was very clever. And then you look on the wall, you've got these old tools, this funky looking walking stick, an old quilt, checkerboard, jars of marbles, just stuff that's near and dear to his heart that he wanted to put in this room. So here's another view of the other side with this table where he said he would sit and play cards, this old fan. Here's all the old bottles and stuff again, old rusty cup. I mean, this is the kind of stuff people buy for decor. So the point I'm trying to get across here is that things don't have to be perfect. If we look back at the first photo here, a lot of this stuff is old and rusty and dirty, and he had to get it somewhere. It doesn't matter it doesn't have to be perfect. Collectors like things to look old. It's a nostalgia thing. It makes them feel good to be around things that are from their childhood, their youth, whatever. So here's the before and after of what this guy did to this room, which I just thought that was really creative. And then I've got one more I want to share with you because I just laughed when I saw this. Okay, this looks like a pile of wood, but it's fake. It's some kind of material that looks like wood. And then hello, here's the guy inside. He had made it so the windows open, and there's windows on the sides too. And the guy's a musician, so he goes into his very elegantly designed interior of his man cave to practice his music, to write his music, and that kind of thing. But it just looks like a pile of logs. I just thought that was really clever. That would be really cool. You just kind of disappear into the woods and nobody knows you're in there. So all you moms with a bunch of kids that want to get away from that, this could be a thing. Okay, so a little scientific information about this keyword. And I'll put the link to my video above about using SEMrush. This is actually a tool that you can use for researching keyword popularity. This is not an eBay tool. Let me say that again. This is not on eBay. This is a tool that I use in my writing work, and I've just kind of applied it to my eBay as well. So basically this is telling me, I searched for the word man cave, and it's telling me that there are 27,000 searches a month for that word, which that's a lot of searches. And there are over 3 million results on online that have man cave in the website. There's actually a show on the network BET that is called Man Caves, and they do like celebrities and what was that one? It was like a long time ago, used to be on like MTV Cribs or something like that. It's similar to that, where they show men's man caves. So I did not know that till I started researching this. So this is definitely a thing that you can use to your advantage if you have items that are that this word applies to. So I'm not going to go through all the listings on eBay, but the categories that I found man cave stuff in, just all over the place. You've got I won't read through this whole list, but you've got under home and garden, there's kitchen, dining, and bar, tools, yard, garden, and outdoor living, furniture, rugs and carpets, window treatments, even wedding supplies have the word man cave in items in these categories. And then we go to collectibles. Look how many categories had items with the keyword man cave in them. I mean, you would expect barware and beer stuff, but transportation, decorative collectibles, lamps and lighting, historical memorabilia, casino, photographic images, clocks, paper, bottles, metalware, souvenirs, retro, vintage, mid-century, postcards. So all over the place, people are using this keyword to describe items. And then we've got in sports memorabilia, cards and fan shop, we've got a bunch of stuff in there, obviously, because sporting goods, autographed items, trading cards, all of that are going to be great decor for a sports man cave. And then sporting goods, hunting, fishing, indoor games, golf, cycling, water sports, boxing, all that. So I'm showing this to enlighten you that people are using this keyword, okay? So the bottom line, while man cave stuff isn't really a bolo, meaning it's not hard to find, super high profit, you may have things for sale right now that qualify as man cave stuff. So you could go back through your existing listings and revise the title if it's applicable to the item. Obviously, you're going to have to think about this. What do you have already that you could add this keyword to? Now, man cave is not a category, it's just a keyword. So I like to always optimize what I've already done, so I don't have to do extra work to make more money. But if you're not using this keyword on things and you've got 500 listings, 200 listings, 1,000 listings, however many you have, you may want to spend a little time looking through your listings. Do you have anything that this would apply to that somebody might put in their man cave? Because what happens is people just go on and search for that. We saw back here with the SEMrush stats, people are going online searching for the word man cave. Now they may say decor or gift or another word after it because they're looking for specific things, or they might just be browsing around to see what else they might could find that would look cool in there, and they may find stuff they didn't even know they wanted that just because it came up with the word man cave on it. So I guess you get the point by now. This is something you could add to some of your existing listings to help people searching for this keyword find your item. And I would love to know if you do this and you get some quick sales, please put that in the comments, because I just like to know if my advice is working. When I learn something new, I just feel like I feel compelled to share it with everyone so we can all be successful together. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and share this great information. Let's spread the great word of eBay and help other people. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.